Hey guys, welcome back to my channel. So I've been asked to do this video, so here I am. I am going out to the gym, so yeah, not got my usual full face of makeup. I always go with a little bit of mascara on, but yeah, so a bit more casual today. So Target. Right then, I get asked a lot, how have you kept your weight off for so long? What's your top tips for staying at Target? So it's coming up to 17 years now. In fact, it probably is 17 years that I've been at Target for. So I lost 3 stone in 3 months, you all know that. And I've kept it off now for 17 years. And obviously I've had twins during that point as well. I lost my weight when I was in my first year at university, so then I kept it off for the 2 years that I went back to university, and then yeah, since then. So I think my number one tip would be obviously pick a weight that you really want. That weight has got to actually drive you. It needs to matter, it needs to be something that you truly want. And then make sure it's not too low or too high. You know, the number needs to be important to you. Then once you hit it, you can go £3 below or £3 above. And if you ever go out of that weight range, then you also get a grace week to get back in. So you have to make yourself kind of like adjust to the fact that you're not going to be losing weight, because you've been in weight loss mode for so long. It feels quite strange to then become a Target member and just learn how to maintain. So sometimes that can take a little bit of time, and that's fine. I would recommend that you still go to group as a Target member, not necessarily every single week. You don't have to get weighed in every single week, but certainly, you know, checking in at least once a month, just to make sure you're on track. Some Target members go every single week. It's entirely up to you. But for me personally, I like to weigh myself every couple of weeks. So that's what works for me. And then once you get to Target, obviously you're smaller, therefore you need less calories. So it's a good idea to introduce Body Magic, because if you're going to start being a little bit more flexible, which, you know, you are going to be if you follow the new booklet, then it doesn't hurt to incorporate some Body Magic. So it's quite important to obviously remain healthy, but then also fit, and that will just help you to maintain your weight loss. So I'm going to go through the Target booklet. So this is called Slim for Life, and it was introduced quite recently. Basically it's a 12-week type journal book. It's way better than any of the other Target books we've ever had. So you should all get this if you hit Target. Basically it's got a new beginning, and then it's got a section when you fill in when you achieved your target, how you're feeling, what your range is, what your dress size is, a photo of your target weight, and then a little bit of a promise to yourself. And then there's a message from our founder Margaret, so just saying how proud of you she is and how proud of yourself you should be. And then it's got a little section about now I'm at Target, what are you looking forward to, what could still sabotage you. And then there's some gorgeous stories from different Target members. This is one of my old team, Jodie, a friend of mine, who's a Target member. She was actually top Target consultant, in fact. And then it's got your personal Slim for Life plan. So there's 3 different routes you can follow, A, B or C, and it's down to you to calculate which route you're going to be following. Now I'm no mathematic, okay, I don't do maths, but I can do this is easy enough to do. So what you have to do is grab your Food Optimizing book out and then look at the last 8 weeks before you hit Target, and then all you need to do is add up how much you lost and then divide it by 8. So take the difference between the weight you were 8 weeks ago, your target weight, and divide it by 8. So it gives you some examples here. So you're going to get an average. So the average might be £0.5 pound a week, it might be £1 a week, or it might be more than that. It might be like 1.5 to 2. So once you've worked that out, you can then discover what route you're going to follow. So I'll go through the routes with you. Route A is if you've lost an average of £0.5 pound or less per week over the last 8 weeks. So if you've lost weight quite slowly over the last few weeks, then it's pretty much that you have already achieved that balance. So you already kind of are in Target member maintenance mode. So step 1 would be food optimize as normal, always making free food and speed food still your priority, but then allow yourself 1 additional healthy extra each day. So that can be an A or a B, and if you wish, on 2 or 3 days of the week, up to 10 extra sins. Okay, So that might be like, whoa, 10 extra sins, but it's not that much really, and you're getting a healthy extra, an extra healthy extra. Now, they do advise you to try and pick savvy sins where possible. So rather than going off and like starting to eat loads of chocolate or crisps, because that could be a danger zone or a trigger for you, what they do try and advise you to do is pick more savvy sins. So things like nuts, avocado, peanut butter, you know, more sort of smart, healthy sins. Now, route B is if you've lost an average of 1 to 1.5 pounds per week, okay? If that's the case, then what they advise you to do is step 1, make free food and speed food still your priority. Step 2, you can now allow yourself up to 2 additional healthy extras a day. So that's an A or a B, it's your choice. And then if you wish, on 2 or 3 days of the week, you get an extra 15 sins. And again, try and make them savvy. And then the final one is if you lost it really quickly. So this would have been me, because I lost it really quickly. I lost 3 stone 3 months. So I would have been averaging £2 or more per week. So if you're averaging £2 or more over the last 8 weeks, that is quite speedy. So you're going to get more flexibility now to maintain. So number 1, food optimize as normal, free food, speed food, that's still the case. Number 2, you can have 3 extra healthy extras each day. A or B, it's up to you. And then if you wish, on 2 or 3 days of the week, you can have an extra 20 sins. So in theory, you can have 3 healthy extras and 35 sins, okay? So what it's saying in the book is that you're in the driving seat, and it gives you some examples of savvy sins like avocado. It's got a whole section on trying to like still make good choices while you're out and about. It's got loads and loads of like areas where you can reflect and analyze how you're getting on. There's a whole section on encouraging you to do some body magic. So I think this is fantastic. And then there's some examples of people that do body magic. And then basically it turns into a journal. So you decide what route you're going to follow, A, B or C. And then you plan it out in here. So it still gets you to think about any key things that are happening that week. It gets you to think about what challenges you might be facing and how you're going to protect yourself. There's sections for your body magic goals that week. There's a whole bit where you kind of like a few weeks in, and it encourages you to reflect on how you're getting on. If you go out of range, then there's a section to help you with that. It's just amazing. I'll just see if there's anything else that I think you might be interested in. There's an eating out guide. What else? So then right at the back, it talks about what to do beyond the 12 weeks. So by this point, you're probably pretty much comfortable with what route you're following, and you can change the routes, it's absolutely fine. And then it says beyond the scale. So there you go, the secrets to staying slim for life for our very own members who are doing just that. You might recognize some of these habits in your own everyday life, and that's a great foundation to holding on to your slim success. And if you're not quite there yet, intrinsically following food optimizing principles, getting active every day and embracing your new life as a target member, your group will support you into that groove. So you're just going to be like, you know, an everyday person that doesn't have to worry about their weight anymore. There's a section on the club rules, so how to stay in your target range, what happens if you move out of that range, if you fall below, what happens, and then if you set your personal achievement target incorrectly, how you can change that. So you can change that by £7, so that's the club rules. And then it also has a section with the lovely Isabel Kennedy, who's also an Instagram darling. It talks about then becoming a diamond target member. So a diamond target member is a target member that has been at Target for a year or more. So yeah, I'm a diamond target member times 17. I know, you must be all thinking, oh, she doesn't look old enough to have been at Target that long. So yeah, just make it like, you know, your normal everyday life. Don't stress about it, don't feel guilty, don't feel like you have to be 100% still, because you don't. You're a Target member now. You can allow yourself some flexibility and just enjoy your life. So try and eat, you know, when you're hungry, stop when you're full. You've learned all these amazing things now of, you know, how to lose weight, but then also how to stay there. So just trust yourself and just enjoy being a Target member. So any questions, then pop them down in the comments box below. Hope you enjoyed this video, and good luck with hitting your target. Honestly, don't give up until you do, because it is the best feeling ever. Thanks for watching. Don't forget to subscribe.